Yeah, hey there. I just felt like getting it out there reaction video of some sort to the silliness. So basically what happened was that someone in the DOJ, FBI, somewhere in there, went ahead and leaked a recording of Trump, who was authorized to declassify things, like talking about classified stuff with staff. Like, that's weird or something. Um, no, it isn't. He's allowed to do that. But it just, the whole thing smacks of that whole 5D chess crap, because who would be say? I mean, I understand over at the television stations, they basically trust the alphabet soup agencies to feed them stuff, and it's obviously a leak of some sort. Like, that's nobody's really disputing that. But the fact that this was played like it was supposed to be like damaging or something, here's the problem. The only way in which this is in any way damaging is if we gave up on the whole thing about the civilians are in charge. Right? That's the whole idea of having the commander in chief being an elected official, is that at the end of the day, the military's not in charge, the intelligence services aren't in charge, the elected government has the last call on everything, right? That's the whole point of having an elected government instead of designating someone to just be in charge. Okay, so it sounds like these intelligence agents, either these intelligence agency people are somehow self-owning, which is probably not what's going on. If it is, that's some weird stuff that I'm sure we'll all laugh at later. More likely, they're literally trying, in the same way that up until recently there's a bunch of stuff that everybody basically agreed on. Culturally, all this stuff like, marriages between a man and a woman, and if you're a man, you are a man, and if you're a woman, you are a woman, and that's not something that's going to change later. And, you know, um, while healthy at any size is some theoretical correctness, most people who are not within a certain size range are less healthy because of the way humans are. And, so you've got all these things. They've been, oh, we knew what was going on, but if we tell you something else long enough, we can get you to agree that black is white and white is black. And yeah, no, like, that's the problem. If as people have pointed out many times, if you can get people to believe contradictory things, you can just lean on one side or the other of the contradiction in order to convince them of whatever you think you need to convince them of. If you really pull off that sort of an approach to just snow jobbing people, to just, oh yeah, absolutely, you know how you believe this because you're a good person? That means you should also believe this, or else you're not a good person. Right, and they've just kept leaning into that. And again, we need to make sure that this one doesn't just slide. Like, we cannot decide that, oh yeah, all of this, people that aren't U.S. citizens have constitutional rights. Like, no, we cannot just keep doing this. And this is definitely one of the ones where we need to be really, not budge, put our foot down. Trump has, definitely had at the time the authorization to share that information. And notice, it's not like there's something crazy going on. That's literally him choosing how to treat that information as the commander in chief, as someone with like all of the accesses, as someone. He didn't become less elected, right? Like, Biden's a different story we're not going to talk about, but President Clinton is just as much someone today that the American people did elect to be president. And I mean, last I checked, I believe that he and Obama and Bush still have classified access, and I don't have a problem with that, because at some point or another, the more sets of eyes on that crap, the less that are elected eyes, the less that they're going to get away with. So I think that that is just generically something that we need to not budge on. We definitely need to stick to our guns, and we need to insist that it is the elected officials in Congress and the president that have ultimate access to the people's information, the government's information. It's elected officials that control what stays private, what goes public, and in a very great sense, in the sense that, yeah, there's some stuff that Congress alone, individual members of Congress can't just expose per se, but there are processes, and we need to keep them alive. And again, like, presidents are specifically empowered, and if we let the intelligence services take away that level of having an elected official watchdog them, I mean, we really are just handing over the keys, and we're not going to do that. And hopefully the politicians don't start down that path, because that would be a lot messier to fix after they've gone partway down the wrong path. Anyways, just felt like chiming in on that. Catch you later.